A couple of minutes ago, the European Parliament made a decision that I don't agree with at all. If you haven't followed the events, there was a legislation proposed that would modernize copyright laws in the European Union. It's something that we need. Like, the copyright laws we have, they are ancient, they are old, they are not really all that well adjusted to the age of the internet. So okay, let's make new copyright laws, make sure that people aren't being abused, that their rights are being upheld, and somehow a genius by the name of Axel Voss from Germany got into his head that internet filters are the way to achieve this, that by implementing filters on the internet, you can prevent only copyrighted content from being published without the approval of the copyright holder. You know, the kind of filters that YouTube uses or Facebook uses, because Facebook does have a filter. That's why you can't upload a video with a song in the background that was made by a dead guy 500 years ago or something without it being claimed by Sony. The idea is that these filters do not work. I've been using YouTube long enough to be able to tell you quite clearly that they do not work. They are heavily weighed in the favor of giant media companies, or pretty much lawyering trolls, or trolling lawyers that just plump some content into ID, claim it's theirs, and then you have to spend a lot of time trying to convince an automated system that has no human element that no, in fact, you're right, it's yours. It can be used by everyone even. It's not the property of some nameless, faceless entity in the bowels of the earth created by Satan and shaped by greedy, absolute human pieces of wasted flesh. You know, lawyers. You may be wondering, what does this have to do with video games? Well, it kind of doesn't. I don't think they're going to come for your video games anytime soon. You can still play your games, that's not an issue though. There may be future revisions to regulate in-game chat, I don't know. They still, as of this moment, have not released a final draft of the legislation so that you can read clearly exactly what we are getting into. But the last version they did show, the Voss proposal that was accepted, did still include content filtering. Oh, and also there is the link tax, or the link licensing thing, so that you're not, well, not you, but, well, technically you shouldn't really be able to post a link of a site on a social media platform without that social media platform having a license to use that link from that site. If that sounds a bit stupid, and it sounds like the kind of thing that will lead to platforms just not linking to those sites and instead choosing to link to sites that will not ask for a license and therefore ensure that the only information that will be spread through the internet will be these stupid fake pieces of garbage that you see regurgitated constantly on the web. Well, you may be right there. So does this mean that the internet is dead? Well, hard to say. This is part of a trifecta of things that have pretty much broken the internet. One of them happened, I think it was at the beginning of this year or last year, when DRM became a part of HTML5. That in itself was a sign that the internet is doomed. It is that it is no longer capable of functioning as an internet, and that we need to move away from the standard web and move towards something else. Maybe a blockchain-powered splinternet? Something that cannot be controlled by governments, something that cannot be altered by corporations, something that is not owned by anyone, but is the product of the collective of human society. On top of that, we now add the United States decision to pretty much not really care about net neutrality. I mean, why bother with it? We can have fast lanes for fast things, also slow lanes for stuff that's actually important, you know, why wouldn't we? I mean, it's not like we want you to have access to internet with all the freedom of an American bald eagle screeching with a flag on the background while somebody eats a burger in the corner and, I don't know, drives a truck while coal running. And now we have this. We have Article 11, the link text, and Article 13, that specifies the probable need for upload filters that will be used on all major platforms on the internet and non-major ones as well. Such a filter, you can imagine, is not cheap to implement, is not cheap to maintain, and will ensure that, well, nobody else is gonna get to the level where Facebook is now, where Google is now, where anything is now. It's kind of stupid when you think about it. Europe's biggest problem was that there was no competition that was locally made for services coming out of the United States or China. So their vast solution was that there will never be any chance of such competition rising up, because there will be so much headroom there that it becomes annoying. It becomes impractical. It is not fiscally reasonable to even try. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, what did you expect? I mean, after the GDPR, well, the GDPR was actually a good thing, because the GDPR states that you're allowed to know what cookies are being used to track you and say, no, go screw yourself. That was a good thing. This, in the form it was adopted, no. Now, there will be some negotiations to actually get this implemented and turn it into something that can actually be used by people. And I'm hoping, maybe that filtering the internet stuff, yeah, that kind of goes away. But they did have specifications in the like, well, within 1 hour, if there's terrorist contact on your platform, then you are obligated to remove it, which is something no human being can do. I mean, you're gonna have to implement a 24/7 system that always checks the comment section of your 3-page website on which you post cat pictures. There's no terrorism going on there. How? Not to mention what happens to the open source community, because, well, you know, Microsoft is a bit of a complete and utter bastard, and, well, jump at the occasion to declare, oh, that code's mine, that's mine, I registered it, you can prove it's not mine, I registered it first. Yeah, sure, it was in the open source for years, but I registered it, it's mine. They've done this to Linux. Oh my god, they're gonna kill Linux with it. I think they'll have the potential weapons now to do it. Not to mention the stuff that I'm doing right now. You know, these shows. Will I still be able to do them? It's been really frustrating trying to do them on YouTube in the first place with its Content ID filter. Now that that kind of thing will be everywhere, is this filter going to get worse? Will it be even more geared toward companies like Nintendo that claimed entire shows because I used 5 goddamn seconds of a bit of a trailer from one of their games and then said, oh, it's our work, it's ours, all the money you made from it is ours? Yeah, that may sound like a slippery slope argument. Kinda is. But from the point of view of somebody who's been screwed over non-stop by the Content ID system on YouTube, it's not all that far-fetched. So the internet, the free internet, is probably going to go bye-bye, at least in Europe. Well, in the USA too, because they're gonna do something. Oh, I guarantee you they're gonna do something that they don't have net neutrality there to, you know, at least make them think, should we have this thing be free? Also, you have Prism, so who knows. China already has its own cordoned off internet. Russia as well, you know, Russia. So where does that leave us? Well, we can splinternet, we can make our own, and who needs the web? We can have our own blockchain powered stuff that's got content delivery built into it and doesn't need to goddamn www web spyware laden infested ad revenue consuming and powered by ramble stuff. I mean, we're already working with stuff like Steemit and Libri, so you can see most of our content there. Since the crypto market took a nosedive completely, we're getting paid pretty much nothing from the stuff we put on there, but you are still able to see our content there. I don't think we're gonna go off YouTube anytime soon either, but I don't think they're gonna find a way to regulate those things, because technically they're not the web, they're something else. So in that sense, they can't really kill the internet. They can cripple the web, absolutely. Most people just know the web, or not even that. They just know Facebook, they just know a social media platform, they just know a few sites. It's going to be hard to tell those people and educate them about how to use peer-to-peer sharing, how to use BitTorrent, how to use a blockchain-powered stuff or other, how to get on Steemit, how to see my cat pictures on busy.org. I haven't posted any cat pictures in a while though. As I've said, it's been a rough time for crypto. But what are the upshots of these new rules, this new legislation? Is there an upshot? Well, there was mentioned somewhere around there that we may be able to renegotiate the amount of money we get from YouTube. We probably won't. Odds are, oh god, well, we will probably not have a chance to. But there's the hope that somewhere buried in that gunk that was still not published by the time I finished making the show, there will be something that actually makes this whole ordeal worth it. I mean, other than our ass now belonging to Warner Media Group, Sony Music, and probably the next person is going to decide, oh, instead of just filtering music, let's filter out the words public protest or call for elections. And the classic, it's on fire. Nobody needs to see those, do they? I know this sounds like doom and gloom. I'm hoping it's not gonna get to that level. I so wish it will not get to that level, but it may. And mind you, I'm not one of those anti-European nuts. If it weren't for the EU, my country would be a bit of a worse place to live in, because the top brass, the leaders, well, some of them are kind of upset at the EU because they can't steal as much money anymore. They can't really be as complete of a total sack of dicks as they usually are, as they were in the 90s when they destroyed everything. And I mean everything. We used to have industry. We used to have our own vaccine production pipelines that worked, and they ruined them all. And now they're quick to start posting stuff like, well, before the European Union, everything was great. Hoping that everybody has the memory of the average internet goer that champions cause every 5 minutes and then forgets about it. Did we fix Kony 2012? Is Kony 2012 still a thing? Did we get him? No? Nobody hears anymore? Okay. Hopefully you at least enjoyed, out of this nonsensical rant, the bit of gameplay with synthetic gun in the background. That's the second divine weapon I ever got. That bowcaster sniper crossbow thing at the beginning. The other one was a nail gun. A divine nail gun. Now, if you think about it a bit, it is amusing in its own way. And now back to more video game related content. Well, not now, tomorrow you're gonna have the X2 show that I made, where I realized that maybe it wasn't just my PC that was crap in 2004 or 2005. It was also the fact that X2 runs really badly. Goodbye.